I don't normally do unboxings. I'm making an exception today though, because the packaging for this one forms a big part of the overall experience. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But inside this box is a Blu-ray release of the digital compact cassette documentary. Now, the reason it's been sent to me is because I'm one of the people who appears in this documentary. And the reason for that, well, that goes back all the way back to 2014. I made a YouTube video about the DCC. This was Philips' attempt to replace the standard compact cassette with a new digital version. It was not a success in the market. It came out in 1992 and was discontinued in 1996. But apparently the video I made about this format was enough to spur a chap called Ralph on to create the DCC Museum. And following that, in 2017, he brought out the first title that had been released on DCC in a long time, which is this one, Blue Wicked by Jeremy Hyden. And then for the last couple of years, he's released one new title each year. But in 2018, he got in touch and he said he wanted to make a documentary about DCC. He sent me some questions that I answered. I sent him back video files of me answering those questions. He included some of that in this documentary. And that brings us up to this point. Without any more blathering, let's get into here, because this is not just a Blu-ray. This is one of the most interesting Blu-ray packaging jobs I've ever seen. And, well, I wasn't expecting that. We've got an insert in the lid here. It's felt with the letters cut out of it. Nice multicoloured tape at the bottom there. Anyway, that's not what we're here for, but yeah, isn't that nice? So here we go. This is the main event. And they always excel with the packaging at the DCC Museum. Everything that they do is designed to look as true to the original as possible. And I mean, this is it's a nice little Blu-ray box, but that's not, again, what we're really here for. Shame to rip that, but I couldn't help it. Let's just have a look at this. This is going to be a bit of a treat, because in here we've got the Blu-ray, but you can hear something happening already. What we have here, I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen anyone do this with Blu-ray packaging. We've got the movie inside the box. You can play it from here. As you can see, we've got the controls, we've got the volume there. I'll just turn the volume down before it starts. Right, so speaker up here, built-in video display, rechargeable from USB on the bottom there, so this isn't just a one-time deal. And let's see if we can get to a bit with me in it. I don't know, is it chapters this? Is it going to work like that? Or is it just going to... Oh no, look, there I am. Wow, this is a bit self-congratulatory, isn't it? Oh look, there I am in a Blu-ray box with a documentary that I'm in. Brilliant. So, yeah, we've got the Blu-ray in here. Just trying to figure out how to get these out without damaging anything. There we go. Right, so this one says it contains the full interviews. Now, I know in the documentary, Ralph cut the best bits and put them into the documentary, the ones that sort of fit with the story. Although he asked me quite a few more questions, and in the end, I think I spoke for 24 minutes, so no doubt all that's on here. I had to look back at the video I'd recorded just to check I hadn't said anything completely stupid, and fortunately I didn't. It's a really good screen, that, really nice and sharp. Now I've noticed these controls at the bottom here, these aren't fast forward and rewind. If you hold them down, it doesn't skip through the video. They are chapter buttons. So this is chapter 1, this is the documentary. And then if we go to chapter 2, this is a behind the scenes of the premiere in Eindhoven. And then there's just a little tiny bit on the end, which is that bit that I appear on. Now, I've got the volume turned down. If I close it, it will restart back at the beginning, and it turns the volume back on as well. So if I skip to that third chapter, you'll be able to hear me talking. In 2017, he released the first new album on digital compact cassette. Now, it's easy to anticipate that if I hadn't done this, this would be the #1 question in the comments. So, I have plugged the micro USB port into the computer, normally just used for charging the built-in media player. However, if you look in here, you can see it says USB devices connecting now. So, looking on the computer, we've got the 3 files that are on the device, labelled up as 01, 02 and 03, all MP4s. And if we jump into one of these, we can play back the documentary on the computer. Looking at the specs for these video files, of course it's 16:9 aspect ratio, 640 by 360 pixels, 29.97 frames per second. So yes, you could swap your own video files out with those, and then they would play on this device. It might get a little bit confusing though if you open up a box about the DCC and see something else entirely playing on it, but it's entirely up to you. After all, if you buy it, it's yours to do with as you wish. I've just noticed there's a USB lead in the bottom of the box. I should have spotted that before. And we've also got a replacement sticker here, and that will replace the one that's on the outside of the shrink wrap, which of course gets thrown away when you open up the packaging. So we'll just pop those things back in there for safekeeping. And I've just got to say congratulations to anyone who's had any involvement in putting this unusual packaging together, because I haven't seen anything like this before. Fascinating way to package a couple of Blu-rays, and that second one with 5.5 hours of extra content on, well, that's what I'm going to be watching next. I think I'll have to do it in a few goes though. I don't think I want to sit down for 5.5 hours of interviews, but I'll be interested to see what some of the stuff was that didn't make it into the final documentary, because the documentary itself is 53 minutes, so that's a lot of extras. But yeah, well done to Ralph, well done to everyone involved in this. And if you're interested in the DCC documentary in this exclusive packaging, well, there'll be links in the video description. But that's it for the moment. As always, thanks for watching.